Our correspondent in Washington, D.C. in the United States, Maria Bird, joins us now. Good evening, Maria. Is the increase in COVID-19 testing the reason for the spike in reported cases in the United States?
Well, it's always been believed that many more people than were reported had COVID-19, just weren't asymptomatic. And so now that many people are beginning to get tested, that is believed to have somewhat of an impact on the increase of cases. But again, there's still a major shortage in testing that is available in the states across the United States of America. And so there's still believed to be many more cases out there.
What is causing the increase in the severe COVID-19 cases in younger people?
Well, again, younger people have been that population that has not really been paid much attention to. But again, many younger people, those between the age of 20 and 50, are on the front lines. And so they are the individuals that are oftentimes out there, and they are close to 40% of the cases that are in hospitals today. And so the spike is increasing among younger people. The spread is increasing among younger people. And what you're seeing is that many younger people are being hit with sudden strokes because the large arteries are being impacted by the virus. And so we're seeing that they are having some very severe incidents of major strokes.
Economically, how is the federal government financially supporting states and small business to address the challenges as a result of this COVID-19?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, we can see there's a very contentious debate between Democrats and Republicans. You have some Democrats that are saying that states should file for bankruptcy. And Democrats are saying that, listen, no, that should not be the case. We should be providing additional financial assistance. We just had 4.4 million people last week apply for unemployment. The small business loan program ran out of money. And so there's a second stimulus package that's being presented this evening that will be hopefully passed by the House this evening that will allow for additional small business loans. And obviously, you know, that would also help for hospitals, for testing, providing testing for many states so that they can purchase additional tests for their states. And so we're getting closer and closer to 50,000 individuals. We're over 47,000 deaths. We're getting closer and closer to 1 million. We're closer to 900,000 than we are 800,000 actual cases in the United States. So the situation is continuing to grow, even though in some of the hot pocket areas, you are seeing some decline in the death rates and you are seeing some flattening. So this is still going to be a long road for the United States.
Are we still seeing protests from those who are demanding that the economy be reopened at the various state levels and that life should go back to some sort of normal? Is that still ongoing? And if so, what is the reaction from official authorities, if there have been any?
Yes, many are asking. I mean, you have many people, obviously, that are going out and they're saying, listen, I can't feed my family. I can't pay my rent. And so they are looking for ways for the government to reopen small businesses specifically. But you have many other small businesses that are saying, listen, there was a woman yesterday that just said she had COVID-19 3 times and she's a small business owner. There's no way that her health could be compromised and she could potentially impact the health of her clients. And so many are still out there wanting, but there are others that are saying, listen, our health is more important. The federal government, the mayor of Las Vegas has come out and said she wants Las Vegas open again. You know, Las Vegas, the majority of the individuals that live in Las Vegas are part of the hospitality industry. And so that economy is suffering greatly.
Is there any concerted effort to put together the public and private sector in any way to reach some kind of consensus across lines for the economy to recover, to put politics aside, and for the economy to recover? Can you tell us anything about that?
Well, there have obviously been, the White House has brought in the airline industry. They've brought in technology industries. I mean, you can see Facebook is working with Google and the federal government to try to find ways to have technology being used for testing and to kind of do some pre-testing people can do at home. And so there's some efforts being made, but a real effort to see how do we get out of this. I think that has not, those talks have not happened. And we're still just at a point where you can see where people are trying to take care of what they can, and the corporations are trying their best to be partners with the government, but to have a full-out plan where they come together, I still think we have some more work to do in that area.
President Trump announced a temporary stop to immigration in its entirety as part of measures to deal with this. Have there been any reactions to that? And if so, what have those been?
Well, yes, he's put a stop to green cards, but again, people could still come here on temporary visas, and they're expecting that he will actually come up with some stricter immigration restrictions, potentially as an executive order. But many people obviously are very upset about the green card issue. They're very upset that he's potentially blocking the borders. He's stating that this is because he wants to, when the economy does get back up and running, have more available jobs for those who are here in the U.S., whether or not they're here on work visas in the U.S. or whether or not they are native U.S. citizens. And so that is what he's stating. But of course, Congress and many organizations are saying that that is not going to be best for the United States. And I think once things start to flatten out, we will really get to see some real pushback on lessening those restrictions.
Maria Bird, our correspondent in Washington, D.C., thank you so much for that update, and do stay safe out there.
Thank you.